Today we're going to take a special tour of my favorite guitars. Before I start, I want you to understand why these instruments cost as much as they do. It's not only about the sound and feel, it's more about being a dependable tool for me to use. I need these guitars to do the same job over and over again, no matter the heat, the cold, the humidity. I need these instruments to perform day in, day out, consistently and perfect. That's a lot to ask for when it comes to pieces of wood and strings. I bash the crap out of my Shabat Lions on stage with Smash Mouth. I hit them hard, and they stay in tune and they stay in shape. I never have to worry about it. It also helps to have an amazing tech on board. What's up, Chopper? But no matter what Chopper does, he can't promise me that the guitar will stay in tune for 5 songs straight as I'm playing it super hard. The only thing that will guarantee the most amount of consistency and reliability is a well-made instrument. With that being said, let me introduce you to my favorite guitars. If you've ever seen me on stage with Enrique Iglesias, you know this guitar real well. When I joined Enrique in 2015, I was using my Les Paul, which is now on display at the Hard Rock Hotel in Guadalajara, Mexico. I only used that guitar because the production was familiar with the Gibson sound, and that's what they wanted. But from the start, I really felt like some of the tones should have been more single coil oriented. And so when I felt comfortable, I asked the production if they would mind me bringing in a different guitar to try. That was this guitar. This is a pretty standard Shabat Lynx. The body is one piece alder, the neck is quarter-sawn maple, and the fingerboard is made of rosewood and has a compound radius, which basically means it's made for chords on the bottom and soloing on the top, more so than a neck that has one radius all throughout. The neck profile is modeled after a 63 Fender Strat, super comfortable. That's why I chose it for the Enrique gig. It was a very gentle playing gig in comparison to Smash Mouth. I needed a guitar that would be super easy to handle, a neck that would be really smooth and comfortable. The color is a seafoam green over 3-tone burst that they aged for me. The pickups in it used to be Lawlers, which is what all Shabat guitars come with, but I changed them to the Fishman Fluence pickups with a battery pack, since I needed a super quiet single coil setup with Enrique. As far as strings go, I use a standard 10 through 46 set of labellas. The Shabat Lynx price is $3,300. Let me give you a little taste of what she sounds like. Next in line is this beauty, my D'Angelico EX-DC. This might remind some of you of a Gibson 335, which is very similar. It plays really smooth, and although I have yet to have a gig call for it to be used live, I use it almost every day in the studio. As you can see, it's a double cutaway, semi-hollow body, made of a laminated flame maple. The neck is a maple walnut maple sandwich, and the profile is a standard C-shape. The pickups are Seymour Duncan DA59 humbuckers. I used 10 through 46 labella strings on this one as well. The D'Angelico EX-DC is going to run you about $2,000. Let's take a listen. Another awesome guitar that I tried for the Enrique gig, but it just wasn't the right tone for it, is this incredible Eastman E10-SS. I use it in almost every acoustic session I have. It's perfect. It's very similar tone-wise to the Gibson J45. It's got a great mid-range and a beautiful balance of highs and lows. But that wood, That earthy mid-range and the stunning harmonics is what it's all about. The top is made of Adirondack spruce, and the back as well as the neck are made of mahogany. The fingerboard is made of ebony, and the neck profile is a standard C shape, so very easy to play. The E10-SS doesn't come with a pickup, but if you want one with it, they'll add it for you. However, I don't know whose electronics are using these days. I use 12 through 52 labella strings on this guitar, and these guitars run about $1,500 and are worth every penny. Let's take a listen. So let's move on to some Smash Mouth stories. In 2011, I got the call to hit the stages with Smash Mouth. I had 5 days to learn the whole set and get on a plane to Kuwait to tour for the troops. I had my Les Paul, I had my Fender Strat, but I needed a telly. I didn't have a telly. So I went to my friends Avishai Shabat, now owner of Shabat Guitars, and Robbie Kenlis, who were both working at the time for Mr. Lance Lerman, the owner of LSL Instruments. These three managed to somehow make a miracle happen and put this gorgeous thing together in 4 days. And one day after I got her, she was on her way to Kuwait to rock with Smash Mouth. This is an LSL T-Bone. The body is made of sugar pine, the neck is made of one piece of maple, and it's a 52 style telly neck, which I feel is closer to a V shape than a C shape. The color is butterscotch, and the pickups are Kuwabara pickups. Don't worry, I'm leaving links to everything below in the description. I use a hybrid 10 through 52 labella set on this one, and this baby will run you about $2,200. Let's check her out. When I came back to Smash Mouth in 2013, I asked my friends Avishai and Robbie, who used to work at LSL, as I mentioned before, to build me another guitar. This time I wanted one of theirs, a Shabat Lion. That's what this is. By the way, they didn't age this one for me at the shop. All this damage you see was done by me, rocking hard for almost 10 years now. Some people like their guitars to look pristine. I love when they get all this character. I feel like now it looks like a guitar that's been used. A few years later, after being on the road with Gin Blossoms on the Under the Sun tours, I fell in love with Jesse's red Strat and asked Avishai to make me a Lion in candy apple red, which he did, and that's this beautiful girl. Now for the details. The black one is pine, the red one is ash. The necks are both one-piece quarter-sawn maple. The black neck is a 52 profile, and the red one is a medium C. The black one has Lawler pickups, and the red one I switched out to some awesome David Allen pickups. I used 10 through 52 labella strings on both. The black one handles E tuning, while the red one handles E flat tuning when I play them live with Smash Mouth. A new Shabat Lion will run you about $3,000. Let's check this red one out. In 2013, I toured with Smash Mouth in Australia. We were asked to do a morning TV show, an acoustic live performance. But we didn't have any of our acoustic gear with us. So they backlined some for us. They got me 2 guitars to choose from. One was a Taylor, everybody knows Taylor, but the other one, I thought I read the name wrong. Maton? What's this? They brought me a Martin ripoff? Little did I know, Maton are some of the most gorgeous sounding guitars, made right there in Australia. As soon as I played it, I was in love. Years later, when I was touring with Enrique, a friend of mine told me he handled artist relations for Maton. I begged him to connect me with them and tell them the story, which he did, and this is the result. I've had this Maton EGB 808TE for the last 5-6 years, and not only is it an incredibly well-built guitar, but the electronics are the best I've ever used in an acoustic. See, usually you have an acoustic guitar that sounds incredible acoustically, but when you plug it in, it gets tinny. It loses the bass, or sometimes it has too much bass. This thing sounds so balanced when it's plugged in. First time I used it with Enrique, I fell in love all over again, and I've been using it ever since. The top is made of AAA Select grade Sitka spruce. The back and the neck are made of Queensland maple. The fingerboard is ebony, just like my Eastman acoustic guitar, and the electronics is a proprietary AP5 Pro system. I used 12 through 52 labella strings on this one, and she'll run you about $2,800 brand new. Let's check her out. Well, these were my favorite guitars in the studio and on the road. I hope you enjoyed my little guitar tour. If you did, please don't forget to like, sub, comment, and I'll catch you next week.